There he is. All right. Waiting, connecting.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Where'd I
Technology,
lose
hey?
you?
Technology. You literally were just going to show us something, but I don't know what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
So go
So I
ahead.
was I was gonna say the backstory of this is so that's a jersey. It says Larson on it, Dad, and then it's got my father's funeral placard in there.
Uh,
So I went to March Madness one year with Tanner Weiss, who's a guy I also met at Medicine Hat, and one of the Pittsburgh players' moms was rocking his jersey with mom on the back, and I thought it was awesome. So I got my mom and dad one. And then, well, yeah, when he passed away, I framed it and kind of retired it. I don't know if you can really hold on. See if I can turn these
that's beautiful.
lights on.
It's nice.
Yeah. So up here we got. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So it says "Heroes are forever," and underneath it says "Legends never die."
Hey, Kevin,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about your dad and what kind of influence he had on you.
So my dad was actually he played for SciAst and Moose Jaw back when there was a pack, a
Okay.
Prairie Athletic Conference in the CCA, and
Yeah.
he was actually an All Canadian back in '70 something. I don't know. Yeah, dad grew up or my dad grew up with a single parent, so he was a really hardworking guy, and I was lucky to grow up with a great mom and a great dad, and they always pushed us. And he'd come out to every game that he possibly could, even though it was quite a far drive away. And yeah, he'd show up in that jersey. Or actually, one year, the Rattler program gave out these Proud Parent shirts, so it had the Rattler head and it said Proud Parent on it. So that was really awesome. And one of our guys got fouled pretty hard, and he didn't appreciate it the one game, and felt he should let one of our officials know, and then he was politely asked to leave. But
Oh my goodness. He's that hockey parent, isn't he?
yeah, he was. Yeah, so yeah, very enthusiastic, man. Like, always positive there for us, and
Yeah.
yeah, hardworking guy. And then kind of out of nowhere, when a month before his 57th birthday, he just got a bad diagnosis and passed away a month later. So it's kind of a blessing that it was quick, because he didn't suffer very much, but it caught us by surprise. So yeah, he's
Wow.
very
What?
much the motivation to keep us working.
Sorry if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
What was the diagnosis? What
So
happened?
he had cancer. He got a palliative diagnosis right away. They're not sure it was colon or liver
Mm,
or first or gallbladder cancer.
yeah.
But yeah, my mom and him had just come back from Cuba and happened to notice his eyes looked a little yellow, and he's like, "Oh, I just think I have gallstones." And got back to Moose Jaw, couldn't really stand up, and his cousin happens to run the radiology department in Regina, so he
Yeah.
got in and got some views done, and then yeah, I was pretty quickly put on palliative care. And so I had I don't know, the unique I don't know if it's so much a blessing as it's just a very unique opportunity of my parents took care of me as I was growing up, and given what I do for a living, and I work with some awesome people who jumped at the chance to cover shifts for me, so I could go back and take care of my dad. And for
Hmm.
almost every day of his last month there, I got to take care of him, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
a weird little turnaround. But and then I had
So
guys
now,
from years
yeah.
and years of Medicine Hat giving me shouts and making sure
Oh,
I was the guys I hadn't talked to in a long time. And um, after a couple days after he passed away, one of my old coaches, Ben Julius, was coaching at Olds at the time, and they were playing in Briarcrest. So just for the sake of not being there, I just went in the gym to go watch them play. And as soon as he spotted me, he ditched his bench, ran around, gave me a big hug. So yeah, it
wow.
meant a lot.
You know, for a guy that has a reputation of his own, a guy like Ben Julius,
Yeah.
what a great gesture, right? I
Hmm.
mean, I'm sure that meant a lot.
Oh, and you know what? I had to say Ben and I always had like the most hunky dory relationship would be a lie. Um, as a coach, you know what? I've never come in more prepared. There were times where I very disagreed with him, but I always knew that he cared about us and just wanted us to win. And then I
Hmm.
had the opportunity to help coach with him once, and you kind of see him from the other side where he's just such a driven dude. He wants his players to do so well, and sometimes it doesn't come out the best. But
Yep.
that yeah, really, and you know what? You see it a lot. You see it really, and I mean, I haven't known all the new coaches in Medicine Hat, but I happen to know Rich before he got the job. He used to play games or like play men's games with him and stuff, and yeah, like cares about his players, which is what makes a good coach. So,
You bet. You bet.
hmm.
So now, knowing that you might have some kind of family history with cancer, and you're in a profession where, you know, the cancer rates among firefighters are much higher than the general public.
Hmm.
What do you do to stay healthy and keep your immune system strong and that sort of thing? You know, we're hearing a lot of discussion like that during this time of
Hmm.
COVID. Keep your immune system strong. What kind of fitness advice in terms of an immune system would you give
Hmm.
everybody?
Well, it's a unique thing in our because since it is the second biggest killer of firefighters, cancer is. We have
Yep.
a very unique program that's run through our union, and our city helps us run it. We get yearly physicals and blood work done. I still actually go through Dr. Monraj in Medicine Hat just because he's such a great guy. But I get my all my blood markers checked every year to make sure I'm not don't have anything popping up at risk. But yeah, I try to get. I mean, I got really into weightlifting and stuff in college just because it was fun and stuff to
Yeah.
do. And I'm lucky enough that I have a gym at home here. So even when it's shut down, I can go out to the garage and get a nice full workout in and try to eat a little healthier. Now I'm going to try and get back in shape for a vacation in November. So I'm eating really healthy. But yeah, you know what? My biggest tip for anyone, like everybody always says, eat less, move more, but is just find something you enjoy and just keep active. Because even if you don't change your eating habits, even if you're 50 pounds overweight, whatever it happens to be, if you get active, it's going to do wonders for your body.
Exactly. You got
Mm-hmm.
it. Well, Kevin, final question. The question we always wrap it up with. How did medicine at college help you grow into the man you are today?
Oh, I was such a unique thing. Well, I got the schooling I needed,
Hmm.
but I met a lot of awesome people, and I was close enough to home that I could still talk, but I was far enough away that I had to be a grown up and take care of myself. Um, I had some coaches that really pushed me to be better, and people that held me accountable to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to do. Um, yeah, it was just like, and just I think the Rattler Nation is such an underrated thing. I think like people don't understand. Like it's just such a small, like, well, it's Medicine Hat's not a really small city, but it's a small enough city that like people will come out and stand up and support you. And like one of my favorite things was getting to do the school visits because they don't know I'm just some terrible kid that happens to know how to dunk a ball. Like they think you're the best athlete ever. If you go to their school, you sign a couple rowdy dolls for them and dunk a ball. They think you're the coolest, and it's such a fun way to get to give back to the community.
Yeah.
And then they always give it back to us. Came out and supported us. So,
Awesome. Well, Kevin, all the best to you. Have a great summer. Give our regards to your wife. Thank you
will
for
do.
your service. Her as a nurse and you as a firefighter and paramedic. And
It's our
you know,
privilege. Can I
yeah,
ask
let's
you a question? I'm gonna
go
steal
right
a page out
ahead.
of Caitlin's book. She beat me to it, but I was gonna. She asked you what your favorite memory was. I was gonna ask you what was your weirdest interaction with a player, coach, or fan since you've been doing this for longer than I've been playing. So
Well, I think the weirdest interaction with a fan, or sorry, with a the weirdest interaction. I mean, Ben Julius hands down. You know, I mean, you know that his level of intensity is completely off the charts compared
yeah,
to pretty much any other coach we've seen around here. Um, you know, that might I mean, you could take that as a compliment or a criticism, right?
yeah,
But you know, if there, I think what it was is he wanted a timeout, and
oh,
Lynn beside me maybe didn't hear him, or you know, maybe 30 seconds had passed or whatever since he originally indicated, and so he didn't get his timeout, and he had a nuclear explosion on the scorer's table. And
uh,
I mean, nothing was directed at me, I don't think. Uh, but just overall at the table, and I think he might have ended up getting kicked out of that game. And I think the athletic director probably tore a strip off him for that. I don't think he was back the next season after that. You know, so there was that, and there was a few times where he was critical of even the music selection in a stoppage and play, where he thought it was just completely, you know. So there's a guy that I mean, home court advantage was everything to him, and just like
yeah,
literally, I mean, as a coach, there was not there was no detail fine enough where he didn't, you know, really try to control that situation,
yeah,
you know. And I would have to say that, I mean, at the time I probably was pretty ticked off with the guy,
yeah.
but Back in hindsight now, I mean, you just can't help but laugh a little bit how the coach hated the music selection. He didn't get his timeout. It's just like all these different
Yeah,
things, right? And, you know,
all those little things
whatever.
add up for him, and I'm sure he looks back at it too now and has a good chuckle at himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But overall, I mean, you talk about the highlights. It's just, it's all of the amazing student athletes. And I mean, I'm a college basketball fan. By the way, where did you go to March Madness? Was it Spokane?
we went in Denver, so you
Ah,
got to see the first two rounds down there and saw some really cool games. And I don't really have a big loyalty to any of the college teams, so I was just excited anytime something cool happened.
yep.
Even the
Yep. No.
cheerleaders were mind blowing. So,
Ah, co- college sports. I mean,
hmm
we always go down to football games in the States every fall and whatever. I mean, just everything about the vibe, I soak it in. And amazingly enough, I only had a chance to see my first college basketball game here this past November. It was
oh
only
yeah,
Montana. It was only Montana, but what an eye opener! And
hmm
then you see so many things, and you want to bring them back and say, look, we can pull this off in Medicine Hat, and usually you can, and it's great. But the
yeah.
cheerleaders, I mean, the thing like
Oh,
they are,
Notre Dame was unreal.
yeah,
They had the huge pyramid going, and they treat
yeah,
every sport down there like we treat hockey up here. Like it's
yeah.
so fun to go down to the States and play.
It's just a great environment, and everybody has to experience whether it's basketball, whether it's football. You don't have to go that far. I mean, Montana's got an incredible experience down there
Yeah,
if you want to see or whatever. But everybody's got to do it once. Let's just get that damn border open, right?
I know. Let's go. Got to get down there and buy some of my weird pops and energy drinks.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, hey, great to talk to you,
You
and
too, KJ.
you got to make it to the Hat here a little more often for a basketball volleyball weekend or whatever. You always got a spot. I always have an empty spot at the score table right beside me. So if you
Oh,
want
I'll
to
take you up on that offer one of these days for sure.
take over the mic for a little bit, for a quarter or whatever, go right
Yeah, and
ahead.
then everybody will get real sick of me, and we'll give it back to you.
That's right. That's right. All right. Take care. All the best to you, my friend. We'll see you soon.
See you, sir.
All right. Kevin Larson once again there, men's basketball 10 years ago. And just great to get connected with him and find out a little bit more about what he's doing now as a paramedic and firefighter in an integrated unit in Lethbridge. All right. I see. Hey, Logan Spruitt, we got to get you on one of these coming up pretty quick here. We got to get lots of alumni on here to tell their game stories and just more about what it was like and what it meant to be a Rattler back in the day. And of course, as we say, once a Rattler, always a Rattler, right? So reach out to Patrick Sharp. Go to the Rattlers website, just send them a quick email, let them know, hey, your game. And we will hopefully get as many of you as possible on this throughout the entire summer. So they've given us carte blanche to get as many of you guys as we want on this broadcast right up until September or beyond. And we definitely want to do that. So there you go. Next week, I'm on holidays, but I should be within Wi-Fi or data no matter where I am or what I do. I really have no idea what I'm going to be doing all next week, but we're going to keep this going and we're going to have fun all next week. So keep an eye on the Rattler social media and we'll have a complete schedule for next week, probably like on Monday or whatever, and we'll keep it going. So on behalf of Kevin Larson, all the best to you and have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye bye.